Okay guys, back for another cast of the druid. Last time I looked out over Ungoro crater in the southern parts of this continent, down here, and I'm sort of scouted, and what I was looking for back then was, I was actually traveling to Ratchet in over here in the Barrens. I picked up the final quest for that ended up with the Saberfuel, and what I can announce is that I got all the quests now that I can bring inside Sunken Temple, so I'm ready for Sunken Temple when a Sunken Temple group shows up eventually. Uh, so I'm bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests to Sunken Temple, but that's sort of a by matter, you could say. Prime, uh, yeah, what I'm here for is well, I was scouting over both of the maps really, and I saw that I got two level 51 quests left. Both of them are fortunately here in Felwood. One in the Horde base up here, and then there's another one down here, Forces of Jaedenar. The first one that I just picked up now, I have to kill some guy down here. Yeah. So seems like there's a lot of the vegan warriors on right now. Two level 10s. It's a classic. They died in Skullrock. They probably were grouped together, I can imagine. And there's a lot of players, even though this is generally a low pop realm, there's quite a few players online at the moment. And yeah, sometimes you'll get hyper spawn inside Skullrock, for instance. If there's a lot of player online, then the mobs will spawn faster. We have got a 20 level 2, level 10. Level 20 just died in Winshire Crake. It's somewhere in. Okay. He died to a Demos Matriarch, that's a spider, sort of pretty regular quest mob in Stonetail Mountains, pretty much right next to where I am. Level 20-ish area. And before that, someone was in a rush. A level 42 died just before I started recording. He fell to his death in Orgrimmar. And again, patience, guys, as I was preaching last. It's okay to die if, yeah, there's a lot of good deaths you can, but to me it would be a bad death to die from falling. Uh, I guess you could be pressed up in a corner and you would be completely screwed, but I guess it would be a better, death to die on your feet instead of, jumping over. Uh, but this is if he dies in Orgrimmar, I guess he must have been on low health or something when he jumped down. Probably from the highest point I can think of in Orgrimmar is from where the fly guy is. If you jump down there, usually you lose, I think, around 25% of your hit points or something like that. So you must be pretty low on health. I think if you die from falling down there, I'm not quite sure where else it could be. Could be he had done some kind of parkour. You can get up on some of the roofs I've seen from some PvP videos where Alliance rogues they sort of can camp from high above. But yeah, what do I know? It wasn't on purpose. The guild was talking about it, but back to business. Focus, guys. Focus and experience. Yeah, sorry, or yeah, just focus really. Anyway, I'm gonna pick up the other level 51 quest, sort of treat of the day. It's down here, uh, inside this small quest hub that is both for Alliance, yeah, as you can see here, and Horde as well. And it's Wednesday evening, I think it's raid day, and there's a ton of players online right now. It's quite strange, I'm not used to that, you could say. But here we go, this was the other one. So I'm gonna start with the quest that was down in this area. And if I'm lucky, some of the big guys here are farming some of the mobs down here. And I might be able to get the guy that I want pretty, uh, yeah, easily, you could say. So Oh, this is actually a groom's blood. And I guess this guy's after it. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind. But it looks like the level 60 there is, he's probably grinding flowers. Fine by me. Groom's blood is one of those flowers that is for high-end elixirs. Where you say need maybe 20 groom's blood and then one black lotus, something like that. But this is the guy I'm after, by the way. And just gonna mark him. And I need to, yeah, buff up. And as usual, I'm gonna have to. This is gonna. I think it's. I'm gonna. Looks like I'm gonna pull at least 3, hopefully not 4. But I think this guy has more distance to the group than the others. So what I need is an escape route. I'm just gonna buff up first here. And as I have a kind of grindy quest after, I might as well just, go nuts with my mana regeneration. And as usual, I don't like to be hit on by multiple mobs, of course, but I'm gonna try to probably root one of these guys. So I think I'm gonna start out with this guy. Just to sort of ensure my escape route. And you can say from when I've killed this guy, I'm pretty much on a timer because he will respawn eventually, of course. There we go. I'm just gonna do this guy next. But if things turn sour somehow, then I'm gonna run this way behind me. And I can pull this guy pretty safely now, I think. He was wandering a bit away from the group. It might have been a 4 pull otherwise, and 4 is too much for me, I think. At least there will have to be some kind of hit and run pull then. I'm gonna get my mana back, and I suppose I can get this guy as well. I got an idea that this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. I don't recall quite what, but I could imagine something like, I don't know, root or fear or whatever. I have to be sort of prepared for that. Then he got a melee kind of type with him, and he got a healer, so definitely get the healer down first. Just gonna mark him. So when I get to these guys, I'm gonna take this guy first. I think I can do him without doing any of the other mobs. Oh, there's one here. I think I can do this guy first. He's healing now, and I can't prevent that. I'm not gonna use one of my good cooldowns, my stun, due to that. But like I said, I'm on a timer here. Eventually these guys are gonna respawn. So I gotta kill this guy before too long. Slight room to maneuver here. And then afterwards, I'm gonna drink to full. There we go. And I'm gonna pull them from over here, so like I said, if things turn wrong, then I can run this way. That's the plan anyway. Might even pull them from up there. I think I can jump from there to, yeah, get away. So it's gonna be a root pull. I'm gonna start by rooting this guy, and then I'm gonna kill the healer. I'll have to take a beating from the healer and the melee guy. Oh, it's some kind of range. So he's not gonna be allowed to heal this time, then I'm gonna nuke him with Moonfire. If root breaks, and it probably will soon, I'm gonna re-root instantly. That's why I got the marker over this guy. There we go. Switching back to the other guy. And yeah, I think I should have enough mana here to just nuke him, I guess. There we go. Alright, quest completed. Easy peasy. I'm gonna grind these guys eventually. Just gotta get my mana back. So I'm in no rush to do them now. I mean, uh, I got a full Sunken Temple run, and some of these quests award reputation. There's as low as 50 and a couple of 51s as well. So I can always grind these guys eventually if I sort of need them. The Timbermore whole faction, which is the enemies of these guys. So you grind these in order to get more popular with Timbermore whole. Gonna rebuff, and then I'm off to do the other quests, which is done up here. Sort of in the middle of the map. So I took this quest that I just completed in the sort of the middle of the map, and I had to complete it in the southern part of the map where I am now. Then in the southern part of the map, I picked up. Yeah, might as well get aggro from this guy. I got one with a shovel there too. Yeah, so in the southern part of the map, I picked up the quest that I completed in the middle part of the map. So it's quite typical that normally you don't say get to do the quest right next to where you're standing, of course, or picking up the quest. That's only fair. We need a little travel element as well. So forces of Jaedenar, yeah, I have to kill a lot of these guys, I guess. What I could do that might be a little smart now that I'm up there is that I could hand in the quest that I have completed. Then I'll save myself a trip back and forth. There might even be some kind of follow-up to this one. I don't recall. But after these two level 51, unless there is some kind of follow-up that's 51 as well, maybe even 52, I could probably do them as well then. Then, yeah, then these are sort of the last 51 regular quests in the open world. What I have some 51, two 51s and a 50, but they're inside Sunken Temple. What I have that is lower than that, I still have all the quests actually from when I did the elite quests in the hinterlands, but none of them reward any reputation. So I'm just gonna hand them in at some point when I got a lot of room for extra experience. Like I said, for me, sure it's nice to get experience, but for me the most important part is actually to farm as much reputation as possible. And you could say, especially for my own faction of Thunderbluff, so I could get maybe the big O Kodo riding thingy at save maybe 100 gold there if I reach Exalted eventually. So another one, oh, I think I got too far, yeah. Another one bites the dust in Skull Rock. And no doubt about it, it's a nasty spot, Skull Rock. Personally, if I solo it, and I pretty much do that all the time, at least at that level, is usually I go like 5 levels above, something like that. And then so if Gastus is level 12, I usually do the quest uh, as level 17. And I'll probably do it not in rush hour like now, due to the sort of hyper spawns. So I got 100 Orgrimmar reputation, very nice. I'm just gonna unload whatever prep I picked up from the fighting. Let's see, anything interesting? Monster omelette, already known. And actually I didn't get any loot, so back to business. Just looking, but normally the mobs down, these sort of bear guys that I just killed in order to complete the quest, they award you 5 reputation per kill, but I guess that sort of overlord, whatever, rock or whatever his name was, he offers 15. So the next quest, the one that I picked down in the southern parts, is done up here, or very close to anyway, in Jaedenar. And it's some kind of cult that can contain all kinds of ethnicities, you could say. So we got orcs and humans and whatever. There's an orc, for instance, and there's an undead there. So I have to pick up, yeah, some of each, you could say. And I guess someone else is on the quest right now. This hunter, maybe. That's probably the one that picked the flower down there before. I think he's on some kind of flower run. There's a lot of the 60s that are doing these sort of yeah, Felwood is sort of renowned for people doing their herbalism runs. So what I should be wary of here is that when someone else is grinding here, all of a sudden I'm pretty much in Skull Rock, you could say. You could be surprised by respawning mobs. So I have to take that into consideration, meaning don't get too low on mana, for instance. Okay, you get the stick for the rest. So now that I'm a little vulnerable because I'm low on mana, I'm just gonna sort of retreat a little bit extra than I normally would, so I won't get surprised, hopefully. I need the hounds as well, by the way. 4 hounds and the rest of them are some kind of humanoids. And I think I'll take this guy. This is the classical setup, you know, so you've got a group, and if you engage them, then you got this patrol that came out of nowhere and sort of connects the dots, you could say. So all of a sudden you got 3 or 4 mobs on you, and if you haven't sort of prepared an escape route, then all of a sudden you're in big trouble. Yeah, and as the fireball has hurt quite a bit, I'm actually nuking this guy. And very nice, I'm actually getting rune cloth here, so I can start making my own rune cloth bandages and raise my first aid as well. So I guess it's when the mobs start to become like 50 plus, they start dropping rune cloth. But these are, I think, some of the first mobs actually that drops rune cloth for me. And yeah, it's quite useful. And yeah, we can take a single hound here. I seem to recall in PvP that these mobs can sort of eat away your mana. I don't know if they do. If this is... Yeah, they do. Or at least they want to. Fellhound, yeah. But other than that, it seems to be a fairly easy quest. And yeah, I'm 5 levels above, so it should be fairly easy. So there's two reasons why I want to nuke this guy. If he starts to run off, all of a sudden I can have a lot of aggro. I don't want that. And again, I'm low on mana, meaning I'm vulnerable, so I'm pulling away. Having a good eyesight here. These sort of corrupted flowers, you can sort of save them eventually later with some higher level completing some quests where you get some kind of salve, if I pronounce that right. Just to be annoying for that 60 Alliance Hunter, I'm gonna pick his flower up here. So stealth is definitely, yeah, it's a good thing if you want to be sort of the type of guy that collects, say, flowers or veins. And I'm actually thinking about eventually if I should make some kind of character that was. Just gonna go stealth again. I kind of lost the overview of where I was sort of. But say making a rogue for being, say, a flower picker and a miner, that would probably be the best class because you could, I mean, move into areas that are really dangerous and you still have your vanish. So if you get caught, and you can drop a lot of sort of tedious grinding, you could say, from being a rogue. As what I just did here is stealth a mob or two in order to get a valuable flower or herb. So now I should probably look for those that I haven't got that many of. That's the hounds. So I could probably do these two guys, root one, and then yeah, and then kill the other. So I think I'm gonna root this guy. There's no patrols crossing by, so I'm gonna root this guy and then kill the hound, because the hound, I'm not sure if it can actually sort of mana burn me from a distance. And then it'll probably be safer to pull this guy to me. So if there's some kind of respawning patrol, then the patrol won't get up here, just to play it as safe as possible. Got a good overview here on the high ground as well. There we go. And perfect spot for a little mana drink. So let's see, 2 hounds. Oh, and there's a ghoul spot down here. These sort of herbs seem to be respawning really fast. Just gonna pick it up. I don't quite recall what this is for, but I can imagine it's something like increased shadow damage or something like that. There we go. So let's see. There's an adept. I need those. Is this a single pull? Yeah, it looks like it. But you can get some kind of buff from, I mean, picking up these flowers when you've completed the quest, I think, where you use some salve on them. Yeah, okay, I got the sort of warrior kinds, the so-called guardians. I'm gonna try to skip her. Yeah, famous last words, skipping something. Okay, so I got 2 hounds here that I can pick without too much hassle. So I think I'm gonna root the nearest. Kill this guy. Okay, and this wasn't even double pull, but it's fine. But saving the fire if it starts to mana burn, then I can sort of nuke it. Okay, so it can actually mana burn from afar, as you can see here. Rather annoying. Obnoxious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat some more mana burn there. And again, perfect spot here for drinking in peace. No patrol can sort of get to me here. So 4 cultists and 2 adepts. Got a cultist right in front of me. I need a little bit better view so I can see that I'm not pulling too much. Yeah, I think this should be fine. I think actually it was not. Oh, it was. I was trying to pull him a bit away from the other guy, but I didn't get the aggro anyway, so it's fine. There we go. And I think we got another cultist here. Yeah, perfect. She got the critters alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna drink here. So, an adept, use that as well, and then the rest of them are sort of the warrior, the guardians. I don't need those, so I'm gonna sort of get out of here afterwards. But these, when you can use the salve on it, you can use them as a world buff. I think according to, depending on which flower it is, that will give you a different kind of buff. Say some is maybe plus spell power, or some is plus attack power, etc. And I don't quite recall, but they can be saved in this sort of chrono booster that most people are using. And those fireballs work. Let's have to see here. As you can see, you don't want to get too many of these, so there's like almost 300 to 350 on my 2300 hit point pool. It's filled. You don't want 2 or 3 of these guys hammering at you while you're fighting some melee on top, that's for sure. Not as a spirit over stamina character like this one. Yeah, so this guy died in Stonetail Mountains. I think it was uh, um, I think it was in one of the mines there. It might be the same spot as I died when, yeah, actually when I died on my last druid. I'm not quite sure though. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to wait for respawns. I need 1 adept and 1 cultist. What do you have here? We have an adept. The rest is mine. Yeah, if you go back quite a few episodes, I think even my sort of the title for the video is yeah, second. After that, it's my 3rd attempt. But what happened is that I went inside a mine in Stone Tail on Mountains. I'm just gonna show you right pretty much next to here. There we go. There's a mine here where there's an optional quest. It's a level 22 quest. I tried to do it as level 27, and the problem was that it's a type of... So there's a lot of red flags about that quest. First off, it's at a closed environment, and yeah, so it's really hard to get out. Pretty much impossible when you're that far in. In that closed environment, there's a goblin in there. Nothing leads to the quest. You can only see it due to questy, really. Just gonna sneak around until I find the final guy that I need. And what happens is that when you find that guy, there will be um, there'll be 3 or 4 waves of kobolds attacking you, and the waves will consist of, I think, 3 to 4 kobolds. So you've got your back to the wall. It's either fight, or it's fight or die, really. And there's no way out. If you don't make it, you're dead. So what happened back then was that I found I knew I was going for the quest, and I knew it would be tough, and I was pretty well geared, and I was 5 level above the the quest. I was 27, like I said, and the quest was level 22. When I got to the point where I wanted to do where the quest giver is, someone else has either been killed there or he had given up on the quest itself. So what happened is that some of the mobs that had spawned, they were just standing there close to the quest giver, say one of the waves of 3 to 4 mobs. So normally you wouldn't have to clear those. Question is if it's worth taking this flower. Oh, there's another one there. So, let's try. See, these guys are 50. I can understand why a lot of people are picking flowers here. But yeah, about the red flags, so it's a really hard quest to begin with, and what made it much worse is that there was a leftover from a previous guy trying to... Oh my god. So a level 60 just got killed by a devil sour in Ungoro Cradle. That's the exact same mob that I was sort of moaning about in... I was scared of in the last episode in Ungoro Crater, and now you can see it. Now a level 60 got killed by it. So they should have your utmost respect. But yeah, patience, guys. Always patience and be alert. Let the things take the time it takes in order to, play it safely. And that I'm saying while trying to pick a flower while I'm completely shot in by bears here. But let's see. These are fairly low-level bears, but let's see if we can pick it down. Just gonna see what the guild has to say about this. Okay. Yeah, focus on what you're doing. That means don't sort of be in a high-level area, reading chats or whatever. Well, it doesn't even matter if it's high-level area. Don't read chats either when you're on Thunderbluff, so you don't sort of fall over the ledge. It's quite, it's proving my point. That's, I guess, comforting in a way that, yeah, so I'm not full of bullshit, at least. That it's kind of funny that, the previous episode I was talking about these devil souls, and now 60 actually died from one. But I can imagine that he might have been trying to, as level 60, normally you don't have any quests there, so he's probably been trying to kill these, and he might even be able to pull it off as a level 60 if he's sort of okay geared, I guess. It's not an easy fight. Um, but let's say if things are not going too well, that it's getting a few crits on him, and he's not getting a couple of crits on the mob. It's 55 elite, and to be honest, I don't know if the 60 can solo a 55 elite. It depends, I guess, on the elite and of course the gear of the level 60. Um, but he might even, it was a rogue, so let's say he had vanish, and he's impatient, and his vanishes and cooldown. That could be rather costly. Further vanish can actually be resisted, and if you're running out of cooldowns, it becomes a problem. Yeah, there's a 52 quest is here as well. I think I'm just gonna do it. Uh, it's done in the same area as where I just came from. So, yeah, I'm just gonna move it there. Yeah, a little tedious making these kind of quests. I mean, I just came for the area. Why did you give it to me right away? Okay. So, yeah, moaning. So, in the beginning of when the server came up, I mean, I think I started like 1 month in. Not on this character, but actually on a mage, I think. Um, there was a lot of talk about there was so many bots, and I recall from back then, and people were moaning about there's a lot of hunter bots here in Felwood, running up and down in order to get the flowers. It's one way of making money. There are other ways as well. It's not one of those I prefer, that's for sure. But it would be fun to pick a Black Lotus. Eventually, I think I've only done it once, and that was in a way later expansion where they were kind of worthless. By in by coincidence, I was doing some low-level quests for completion, and all of a sudden there was on the herbalist I had back then, there was a Black Lotus right in front of me. I wasn't looking for it to begin with. So back to this exact same spot where I came from. Fortunately, I got stealth, so I don't have to plow my way through the same mobs here in order to do this safely. Yeah, but I guess normally I could wait with this quest till I was still say after I got a sunken temple run. I don't think it rewards me with any reputation, but just to make it easier to eventually go for all the level 52 quests, I'm just gonna do this quest as well now. And yeah, I don't think I have to be sneaky all the way here. I could just buff up as well. But as you can see, if I didn't have stealth here, I would have to kill quite a few mobs. I probably have to kill maybe 1 or 2 up here by the Moonwell, or the corrupted Moonwell it is. There's an Arthur's Tears here, it's sort of a mid-tier flower. I have no use for it really. I don't recall what the potion is for, but it's something not very interesting. So I'm definitely not gonna blow my stealth in the middle of a lot of mobs in order to get a pretty worthless herb. Forget about that. Here is the Moonwell. Let's see if we can get to it. And I'm gonna fill this sort of cantina here. Quest completed. Back into stealth. I'm waiting for my stealth to come around. There we go. Easy peasy. And back to the quest giver then. So it's raid night, obviously, at least for Horde, and I think for Alliance too. There seems to be a lot of players online this Wednesday evening, and they were sending out invites for world buffs. I can for 60 that were buffed with world buffs, so not any kind of lobby like me here can join. I think those world bosses are something like 60, 62 elite bosses. So yeah, I'll have a hard time hitting them as a level 56. And I guess suppose you need some kind of say DPS in order to get them down. Um, I guess they drop okay loot, but uh, uh, of course it's not top tier. I'm not quite sure what they can drop actually, but uh, I've I'd love to do them at some point. I've never ever done any of these world bosses. I'm not quite. I think there are at least 4. There's probably more. It's usually dragons, and to be honest, I don't even know how often they spawn. If it's once a week or once a day or whatever. I guess maybe could have something to do with the number of players as well. Maybe uh, the chance of them spawning depends on, I don't know how many players is on the server. I have no idea. I'll figure that out eventually, if or when I make 60, hopefully. Alright, so let's see if she offers 52 or something like that, then I might do that as well. Otherwise, it's gonna be the last quest for today. She did. Okay, so she has a level 52. Um, I have to talk to some character in the Barrens, seeking spiritual aid, and that's what we're gonna do then. And the reason why I'm going south is it's pretty much just as fast as going back to the fly point up here. I'll take the fly point in Ashenvale instead. So going from 48 mobs to 27, quite the difference. And Briarthorn, yeah, from these kind of sort of top tier stuff, Plague Bloom, Dreamfoil, Gloom's Blood, to, yeah, Briarthorn, which is sort of a level, yeah, 20, 30-ish herb. And I'm going to Splinter Tree Post here in order to fly to, I think it's Ratchet, in order to get to talk to this NPC here. If the quest is like, I don't know, 55 or something, or pretty much anything above level 52, I'm probably gonna dump it for now. I'm not gonna carry quests around that I can always pick up later. Okay. So this guy has quite a few horde characters on his um, punches. I think he's quite happy about it though. I can imagine it's some kind of alliance quest giver. I've seen one or two horde characters lying in the middle of the road, and I was thinking about what the hell killed you, but then I remembered about this guy just wandering around, including on sort of over the road. And if you're not paying attention, again, you could say it's the son of a Rugal of this area. Always have like awareness of where you are. There can be sort of apex predators lurking, and for Horde it starts definitely in Silverpine Forest and in the Barrens. In the Barrens you got this, what we call the Alliance Police Patrols, the 4 level 25 elites. If you get caught by those around level 25, you're screwed for sure. They'll whip you. Got an Orc Warrior here. And another, it's a good thing about hardcore as well, you know. So for me, becomes pretty natural to give people buffs, and buffs are worth something here. You know, it can be the difference between life and death for a warrior like that. Doing questing here, that extra, he's not gonna get, probably not gonna get the full buff here, but at least it helps. He had a world buff as well, so it's not like he was probably doing fine, but as you can see, he wasn't, you know, he was pleased about getting a buff for sure. And that's another thing I always try to say thank you if someone buffs me, even if I don't need the buff really. I have a banker that people sometimes buff, and yeah, I'm not buffing level 1 characters in the main cities, because if you are level 1 and you're in a main city, you ran directly from wherever you spawned due to your race, and ran to the main city, and that's pretty much 100% chance it's a bank character. There's no reason to buff bank characters. I'm not gonna leave Thunderbluff with mine, that's for sure. My level 1 banker, that is. Anyway, fly guy up here. And Ratchet, there we go. So I'm just gonna show you where the character is. Down here by the coastline, island, water seer. I think she has a sister or companion or something like that, a female Taurens. They are sort of out of this half peninsula here. And I seem to recall there was some other kind of quest where you have to kill a mob called Isha Arwak or something like that. Level, I don't know, 27, something like that. When you were doing quests in the Barrens, where you had to sort of consult her colleague or sister or whatever. It's 2 female Taurens from what I recall. But I don't seem to recall there's any fighting in this quest. It's just seeking spiritual aid. You come with a problem in order to get something spiritual in return. And Keanu here is she's a French woman, quite famous on the server. She stands for 2 of these sort of leveling guilds. One is called I think it's just called Classic Hardcore or something like that. I actually forgot it. CH is the sort of the short version of it, and the other guild is Victory and Death or Bad. But it's the same stuff really. A leveling guild, and as you can see here, actually there's quite a few big boys among them as well. And I know Hosebode here was in Molten Core. I think they were doing Molten Core today. but just to show you, we are talking 990 members. A lot of them probably inactive, but they kick inactives, try to keep the guild alive. And I'm sure that Classic Hardcore got the same amount, around 1,000 members. So a level 24 got killed by Gogga Rock in Boulder Slot Cavern. That was Stone Teller Mountains as well. It's just up here. So Gogga Rock, odd name, is in, let me see. Yeah, he's in this ravine up here. I died up here back then on my second druid. This is my third actually. First time I died with David inside an enclosed environment, and second time I died up here solo in an enclosed environment, and David actually helped me the third time to do this quest. I'm not gonna do this solo again. I did solo it on Priest, Warrior and Rogue though, but Moonkin no. I don't even think I told the story. Actually, I finished the story about when my second death, but you can see it in an episode here. I don't recall which one of the episodes it was, but it's recorded. But like I said, back then it was a quest where you had to. There's waves of mobs coming against you, and it's sort of in the bottom of a cave, so there's no way out if you don't complete the fight. The thing is, someone had tried to do the quest and had sort of left, or vanished, or died, or whatever, and there was 4 mobs left. So I had to remove the mobs in order to get to the quest giver to start the actual event, you could say. And so I choose to do so. And the problem was I chose a bad spot. So what happened was when I engaged the 4 mobs, a patrol got me. So all of a sudden I had a 5th mob, and then another patrol got me, which was 2 mobs extra. So I had maybe down 2, but there was still like 4 mobs hitting on me. And I knew when there was still 3 or 4 mobs hitting on me and I've used my healing potion, that was pretty much dead meat. So what I did in utter desperation was go bear form, and it was before I had Moonkin form, because I got the same armor pretty much in Moonkin form as I got in bear form. But I might take less damage, but the problem is I get interrupted each time I get hit when I'm trying to cast, and that's the main issue, that I don't want to get hit while I'm Moonkin, especially not from multiple mobs, as it will delay my casting a lot. And when I can't cast offensive spells or healings for that matter, then I'm pretty screwed pretty fast. Yeah, so I was trying to clear out the sort of leftovers from the previous guys, and I should probably just have dropped it, or maybe gotten a higher level character to remove those mobs first. So I've made the mistake of trying to do a very hard quest, even though I was 5 levels above, while it was sort of made even harder because there was 4 mobs from the previous guy that attempted to do the quest. Yeah, this guy, Marin Skyseer here, the other female Tauren, she had a quest where you had to eventually you had to talk to her. I don't recall what, but there's someone sending you to her, and you had to kill this Ishaawa guy that's sort of, it looks like some kind of, some kind of dinosaur, I guess, swimming dinosaur. So she got some kind of, what was it? A water thingy, water elemental we have talked to, and the water elemental gave us some kind of cleansed water in return. This might be the quest for the salve for the plants or something like that. So I'm gonna fly back and hand this one in, and again we get a nice thank you when you buff people. because, you know, this buffs are really worth something in hardcore. So, you know what, guys? I'm gonna, with the beautiful view here of the Barrens and the ship incoming and all, I'm gonna bid you a fair farewell. I'm gonna hand in the last quest. Bye bye. And see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.